Hey guys, Chris Peterson here, bringing you a different type of video. Um, I'm actually going to be shoutcasting this game between Smurfo, an Australian Grandmaster by the name of David Smurden, who's playing on the 5-minute pool. 2563 is really high on the 5-minute pool. He's actually in the top 20 5-minute players on ICC right now. And he's playing RebornX 2252, also a very strong player. Now I do want to take a minute here and tell you a little bit about what's going on with my channel. I haven't been doing very many videos recently. I've been pretty busy. I started school in August, and basically I'm doing 17 credit hours and doing a lot of classes and got lots of homework to do and stuff like that. So between that and my tutoring and stuff like that, I don't really have too much time to make these videos, but I do get it's a lot of fun for me to make these videos most of the time. And yeah, so let's get back to this game really quick. Wow, so interesting position here. Black opted to castle kingside, but then he threw his kingside pawns forward. A little bit precarious of him to do that. I don't know, it kind of opens up his king to attack, especially if white decides to go queenside. Very easy to rip that king position open with a move like h3 like we saw there. But Smurfo is a grandmaster, so hopefully he knows what he's doing. Probably, I think d6 is a good decision to try to kick that knight away. But he doesn't want to open up the h-file, so probably king g7, maybe? Okay, e5, interesting. Not sure if I would have wanted to give up that h6 pawn, but yeah, I think Smurfo just kind of put himself in a really bad position here. I don't see how he can guard that knight. He's going to be losing a piece. And he doesn't have much for it. Maybe he could try bishop f5, maybe? Bishop f5. You know, it doesn't look like that's going to work out. Bishop f5, he could just play e4. And then after bishop takes e4. Okay, so he did capture the knight. But that does open up the h-file, so that's going to be really tough for black to defend. And as we can see, Smurfo is going way down on time, so that's kind of showing you the difficulties in his position. White can, yeah, g5, man, that's just prying open that h-file by force. And probably has to play rook h8 now. Yep, rook h8. Now, I mean, white has to pretty much trade rooks here, so maybe that was a bad way to go for white, but I just don't see how white could be at a disadvantage in this position. Rook takes rook, queen takes, probably. Then probably something like castles, or maybe e3 to try to kick away that dark squared knight. Dark squared knight on d4. So we are seeing a trade of rooks, a little bit different. I expected white to take on h8, because the queen on h8 would be a little bit out of play, although it does provide good defense of the black king. Queen h8 does offer the queen trade, but after queen g3, now white has a discovery. Well, queen g3, knight f5, so maybe not the best square. And he does have to worry about the c2 square. Knight c2 is going to be winning a rook, well, at least an exchange over there. White should probably, maybe castling is good here. A trade of queens, maybe not so good. I think just knight c2 check. I don't think white has a good follow-up after knight c2 check, king d1, knight takes rook. Bishop takes f6, doesn't win material. Okay, knight e4 is a good move, attacking the queen and the bishop. So discovered checks don't work because the knight can just take the queen. And he's also putting extra pressure on c3. I think knight c2 is a little bit more accurate per se, but It's hard to say. Oh, there's a big fork. I guess that was kind of forced there, huh? Oh man, that was bad. Yeah, after knight c2 check, the king's only square is d1, and after knight f2 check, he's losing the queen. Okay, so I don't know what else he could have done there. I think queen g3 was a mistake for white. He probably should have just traded queens or castle queenside here. Queen g3 definitely a mistake, because after knight e4, he's just losing all of his material here. Probably has to go queen h4. Sorry, I misclicking the little arrows over here. So probably has to go queen h4 and opt for the queen trade, but he's still losing his exchange, at least an exchange over there after knight c2 check. So, yeah, bad decision to try to keep the queens on. Probably should have just castle queenside when he had the chance. I mean, materially it's equal, so it's not really going to be a big deal for white to trade off the queens, and maybe he would have an outside pass pawn over here if black decided to trade. So definitely would have been in favor of white a little bit in the endgame. So well, that's my first attempt at shoutcasting a game here on ICC. Let me know what you guys think of it, and I'll probably be doing some more here in the near future, because to be honest, I've been playing really bad chess, and I don't really want you guys to see that. It would be the equivalent of going to the theater just to watch, 14 people throw up on screen. So I don't want to put you guys through that. So yeah, let me know what you think of the shoutcasting. Alright.